Hello, my little crones, my little chickens, and my little munchkins. How are you today? It is I, Baby Crone, because Baby Crone had to speak today. So, I was on TikTok, right? And let me tell you about TikTok. My TikTok had me in a tizzy. So, let me start with CERN. And CERN stands for, CERN, CERN. It stands for the Council of European Nuclear Research. Now, what does that mean? Nuclear research is studying particles at the subatomic or atomic level, basically the atoms that we can't see but make up everything, you, me, in the world. So why is CERN studying these subatomic particles? Well, they discovered a particle called the Higgs boson, which is the God's particle. Now you're wondering, what is the God's particle, right? Well, it's what gives mass, because we occupy, and here's my astronomy coming in, we occupy time and space. So either you're a part of time, you're a part of space, or a part of time and space. However, the Higgs, or the God's particle, tells us what takes up space. Like, we're made of mass. So it tells an object how much mass there is. Because without mass, where are you? Because you're not in space. Because mass is something that takes up space. Now, this is very important because CERN is trying to understand how the universe works, the fundamental, like the basics of the physics, and understanding how the universe works. Why is there gravity? Why is everything in unison, in order, and how does everything know where to be, how to go, how did it get here? They want to study black matter, dark energy, antimatter, everything that occupies the space between the planets, because what is occupying the space between the planets? Like, what makes up outer space? It's not air, because they say there's no air in space. So that's what they're trying to understand. And even though we understand gravity exists, we do not understand, scientists do not understand yet how gravity exists, why does it exist, how did it come about, how does it work. And another part of that deals with black holes. They want to understand black holes because a black hole is so dense that nothing can escape from it, and that has to deal with gravity. So how does a black hole become created? Another thing CERN would love to study is how the Big Bang appeared. Like, how did the universe appear? Now this might sound all scary because this is what we've been taught from since we've been like children, maybe, or heard on TV how the universe came about, how you came about, how everything came about. However, they're still trying to understand till this day, is that truly what it is? Can they recreate a Big Bang? Can there be a universe that's made? This is all theoretical. There's no scientific proof yet about why everything happens for the reason. So this is why CERN is studying these subatomic particles. Now, to tell you what the machine is, the machine is called the Large Hadron Collider, and it is 330 feet below the surface, and they have to keep the temperatures really cool because it is very hot at these fast speeds. They have to shoot these particles to collide because that's how much speed they need to in order to break, rearrange, turn into new particles or new molecules. And because this heat is generated, they need to cool it down because it will overheat, could cause fire, heat damage. Another reason why it's below ground, because ground is a type of insulator, so therefore it keeps the heat trapped in, and whatever they create, who knows, that they created a black hole and it wanted to do whatever it wanted to do. It's kind of like insulated in a sense, so it can't. Just theoreticals. It can be all scary, but honestly, what CERN's trying to understand is the order and why the universe is. Now, this brings me to, as my little astrologer side loves to come out, as above, so below. The stars are the microcosm, the big universe, the whole, and we are the microcosm, the inner side that makes up the bigger part. So therefore, we're all interconnected, just like trees. And my God, let me tell you about the tree trend that is trending on TikTok.
Tree, if you can hear me, touch my shoulder. Thank you.
Me and the crone tried the tree trend today, and I have to say, I'm impressed. Even though it wasn't as dramatic as it was people make it on TikTok, you can slowly see over time the tree slowly coming towards the old crone. And I just found it fascinating because it really does mean trees are talking and that we're all connected. And just like trees, another thing, have you ever wondered why trees don't have fruit on them?
And it all makes sense. If I'm not mistaken, this is how it works. The male trees, the pollen from the male trees goes on to the female trees, and that's how the female trees grow, and the female trees reproduce the fruit. Only female trees produce fruit. It makes so much sense because the fruit is the reproductive part of the tree.
If you think about like the Garden of Eden, as an example, there was nurtured trees everywhere, but we don't see that. We just see barren trees. Why is that? Most of these trees are male trees. Now, I had to look this up to testify to see if this was true. And there are, just like us humans, males, females, and hermaphrodites, which means they can reproduce with themselves. And that is amazing. So that means we're surrounded by male trees, and that makes you wonder, how is that disrupting the order in the system? Because if there's so many male trees, where are the females that are reproducing and creating this ecosystem? So that brings me to my question. Is that why we have to plant trees? Because everyone always likes to talk about, oh, let's plant trees. We need to plant trees to build up the tree population because trees are important for oxygen and for our survival. Well, if there was female trees and fruit-bearing trees and flower-bearing trees, we wouldn't have to be planting trees. So tell me, where's the disorder in the ecosystem, which means if we reflect the ecosystem, is there disorder in the human society? That's just a question you gotta answer.
And we're not finna sit here and act like y'all don't see these trees walking.
Now, on to my last thing that ties all of this together and brings in my astrology, is that there's two major Cirrus events, and Cirrus is a star constellation. It's a star inside of a constellation called Canis Major, and it's near the Orion belt. If you guys know the Orion constellation, the Canis Major is right underneath, and Cirrus almost exactly aligns with the Orion belt. So if you ever want to look for it, you can find it. Now, why is Cirrus so important? It is the brightest star in the sky at night. Now, this star can align up with our star in our solar system. So therefore, it's like two stars aligning and two powerful bright stars aligning. And this is powerful energy that is allowing free-flowing energy from your, basically, as they put it, your earthly self, our sun, and your higher spiritual Cirrus self is able to connect, and you have a free-flowing energy with your higher divine self, and the energy is just open to allow you to manifest and really truly get what you want, and makes it all easy, harmonious. Now, on July 5th is when started their Large Hadron Collider up again. They had it down for a few years. And July 5th is when our sun made a conjunction, which means they line up in the sky together with Cirrus. And we're still in Cancer season. And what Cancer represents, it represents what makes you feel safe, what you're willing to live for, what you're willing to protect and nourish. Basically, like, think of it like a home. What do you want your home to be like? What makes you feel safe? What do you want to run and live your life by, essentially? So this is the time to really start figuring out and manifesting what you want to make you happy, what makes you peace, what you want to put your energy into. Now, because the Lion's Gate is currently opening up, but reaches its max point on July 8th, because it is the 8th, you got July, you got August, which is the 8th month, on the 8th day on 2022, which is almost an even more perfect number, because there you got 2, 4, 6, a 6, of course. But the Lion's Gate, because it's in Leo, this is when the sun is in the constellation Leo, lines up with the star Cirrus again, but this time because the Leo energy is all about that go-getting outward energy, what you're willing to go get, what you're willing to stand for, what you want to stand out for, essentially. This is a time to really go get and be proactive. August 8th is the time to be proactive and really, now that July, you've thought about it, manifested, planted, seeded what you want to grow and manifest. August will be the time when you would kind of reap those benefits and really put in the extra oomph, more energy and all your, because fire represents your spirit, so your drive, your spirit, what you want to put into it and make it grow even more for it to later manifest. And all this happening in the year of 2022, which is the 6th, which talks about ease and harmonious love, energy, all this peace. So really it's about finding peace with yourself and what you want to have a peaceful life, honestly. So talking about CERN, studying the universe and how we essentially are a part of the universe, just as we are a part of the trees outside, and we're all together one big organ, if you think about it, just working together. Maybe we're like one big organism. Thank you. And that is all Baby Crone had to say about what was on her TikTok, and had her up in a frenzy that she had to come on, speak by herself, have her own segment. If I find more stuff like this on TikTok, I'm gonna have to keep coming back and telling you guys, especially when it's astrology based. Now, I would love to say subscribe, because you are watching the Crone's Treasure Chest. Oh my god, I am so corny. Well, I hope you enjoyed this segment. I hope you enjoyed Baby Crone, and the old Crone will be back soon with a good message for you guys. Ciao.